Smooth.
Yeah, almost creamy.
Yeah.
Come to that kind of.
Is there a different way of holding the cup for men and women? Or is it the same thing?
Same thing. Same thing.
It's so light that you don't even feel it. You feel like it's like a caress inside your mouth, going all the way through your throat. It's so good.
That's how the froth is made.
Drinking this, I've been to some tea ceremony, but I think this is the most, as you said, this is the most warm, the most, casual, we can talk, we can discuss, and I think this is how, our leaders should be, in handling what's going on right now in all of the adversaries of what we have right now, the conflict and everything. So, seeing what's going on in Hiroshima, I went to Hiroshima during the G7, and I think it's being there. It's pretty, it's a deep experience. Seeing the, seeing all the, the remainings. It's one experience, and I think it's a reminder for us to protect and preserve peace together. And what we saw during the meeting, the G7 and also the invited countries. I think some of us here, Comoros, India, we hosted the G7 last year, and today is India. And I think we all of us we bring the same message that we should recover together, recover stronger, and make this opportunity to grow together and recover from the pandemic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
But there's also a calm, I think, and a peacefulness that comes with just drinking tea. And so it generates balanced conversations.
Groups, when samurai came to drink tea, they had to leave their weapons outside.
Yes.
So that's like a symbol of leave all your quarrels outside, like you just said. That is so interesting to me because I find that most of the issues that we have in international relations, that people are not willing to even sit in a room and talk to each other. And when through tea ceremony, I think it's a good way to get people to sit at the same table and talk about something other than politics. It's really interesting. It's a good way to bring people together.
Bilateral meeting between Kishida, Solidajin, and some president. Basically, what I saw is that they sit for 10 minutes and they speak like super fast. And then they shake hands in front of cameras, and then they don't see each other for maybe, I don't know, like 2 years or whatever. And I think they should be more like laid back. I know it's a matter, I know they don't have much time, but I think it would be like better for everybody to just to take a little more time. Instead of multiplying many bilateral meetings in one day, you just say, okay, I don't have time for everybody. And G7, for example, was the perfect chance for big nations to meet smaller nations to privilege them. So I think like this kind of tea ceremony is like a way to learn slow pace diplomacy, to slow down.
Slow-paced diplomacy.
Yeah, slow-paced diplomacy.
And some people call it savoriness, but it's also sometimes called the goodness of nature. And I think it is such a wonderful thing to anchor people being brought together. Even in how it originally started, it was really fascinating to hear you talk about the history and some of the types and sort of the more technical aspects of the green tea. And as you said, it sort of takes you out of yourself. Then you think that at the bottom of it, that you're actually being brought together through something that is so good. And even though I think everybody knows life is not fair, that's the first thing I was told when I started working. And there are so many challenges in the world, that there is an awful lot that's good and also to be grateful for. And I think that's what this made me think of today. It was just so delicious, so pure, such a beautiful green color, beautiful grassy smell, the height of spring. I think it's a nice way to reflect on that as the background for being together with a group of people. So it's delicious and wise.
lots of Japan, everybody, even the Japanese think Japan is one tribe or one society, but Japan is actually very intercultural society from the historical moment. So very international, intercultural country you are now here in Japan. So United States of America, we are United States of Japan. United Tribes of Japan, I don't know. It's a mixed culture. So, but we made one culture. Like today, the Akiko produced and informed you. So this is the real harmony.
Yes.
So yeah, let's harmonize together in this small tiny island called Japan. Yeah. So thank you very much. ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
This one is the
Hamacha.
hamacha.
Hamacha from Hiroshima. From
全然味違
Hiroshima.
うね。めっちゃ
It's not
違う。
Indonesian tea.
Zairaicha.
そう、在来茶
Is this Takahashi Gen's tea? Gen?
そうそうあ
You
けど
know,
ヒ
you
ン
know Gen? So he doesn't use any kind of chemicals or pesticides or anything, and that it can be really tough because some of that
なん
can
か
also
すごい
protect against.
very
Oh,
unique
he doesn't
taste.
even use
And
those
the
fans to
smell,
blow down hot
It's
air when
sexy.
it might freeze in the evening, so that
Oh,
if
you
it
need
does
almond
freeze,
too.
I've been in the tea fields right
Oh.
after it has. They
Indonesian
just
tea,
cut
you
off
drink
the
it
tops
without
and
No,
leave it for that. But the interesting thing is to see how it's processed. He does it in the real traditional way, which is you might hear about how it's shredded and then it's steamed and then dried. So when you see it, then you realize it's just being
Either rice
blanched.
tea
Like anything, it gets steamed for like 30 seconds, so that's how it preserves the green
without
color.
milk.
It seems so consistent with Japanese cooking that they blanch it and then dry it, and then you know,
In
blanch
India,
it
the
preserves
chai.
We have the
things.
chai.